Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. So, gonna just get some stuff going this morning, refilling my strawberries. So I started doing that when I woke up. But I think this will get most of the water topped up so that we continue to make some money there. But yeah, good thing was, I'm still staying in the positive because I have something generating some cash as I go along here, so that's always important. So if I take a peek here at the chickens, they're now at 100% health, eating away. They've got some eggs going. So we're going to have some eggs and some strawberries now. Just as I said, the eggs have to move along. So at this point, I just need to go ahead and get another crop in the ground. So I think that's really where my focus needs to be right now, is getting something growing. Alright, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead, I think, and plant soybeans again. So I know the seed usage is low. I might have enough fertilizer to go ahead and work on this at this point. But I don't know that I'm at the point where I need to be pulling up bales again. And soybeans is really good as far as the cash. So sunflowers it would be a good crop as well, but that would require buying a corn header. And again, while I have an inexpensive option here to potentially do that, it's still $7,000, and that's going to take some money, so can't do that right now. So at this point, the prudent thing to do is get a crop in the ground that is workable, and so that is what I am going to be doing. Alright, let's see. So, nice thing with this is, yeah, it's not dropping any fertilizer, it doesn't look like, just for the sake of it when I was fixing that. So that's always nice. But I'm hoping I can get this done because, again, we're pretty cash poor. But, between the planter and the new harvester, pretty happy overall with where I've ended up and the money we've gotten. I think I got most of that. I think I got all of that, honestly. But obviously we've got all the field work ahead of us where I am going to need to plant. And I'm going to go ahead and obviously take care of the weeds. Have to do that almost immediately. And then after that, obviously fertilize. So there's a little bit of work here to get all of that taken care of. So when I go around the second time, I'm going to go ahead and get my GPS locked in like I did that one time when I sort of by accident found out that was actually a pretty nice line for this field. But going around here this way, we'll go ahead. But yeah, and then the fertilizer spreader, obviously with the Amazon, is going to help as well with the wonderful working with it has. But this should make some quick work of things. But yeah, the big challenge now is going to just be, what might I want to do to continue to make some future progress. And the challenge is that the hills are going to be difficult, is honestly, frankly, what the difficulty will be here. And so part of why I'm also not real keen on, let's see, I guess the fertilizer is going down, so let me turn that or pick this up then, because obviously I don't want to be doing that if I don't need to be. Get some soybeans in here. But yeah, I was mistaken that rolling around that it wasn't going to do that. Alright, that'll get me in that row. So I'm going to go ahead and get this planted. And once I'm ready to do the weeding, I'll see you back here. Alright, so I did pretty quick work at that field there. Basically a little over an hour. And we've got all the soybeans planted. So, yeah, the situation, probably the most urgent, likely change I can make that would be the quickest would be, once again, to get myself to the point where I could do something with a planter, which would open up a few additional crop types, corn and sunflowers. So the planter that is similar to this one that I've found that is inexpensive but decent size is $18,500, and then I need the header for $7,000. So basically I need $25,000, and I'll be able to go ahead and do that and then start using some different crop types as well as options. But wanting to get the weeds taken care of here, because yeah, over time I could potentially put in some production buildings and try to do pieces like that. The challenge, however, is, you know, just getting the cash and then trying to diversify enough that I have enough different things happening. But really the next thing is I need to really graduate to a real tractor's probably being really mean to this white tractor, but in essence something with some significant horsepower, because I think until I do that, baling isn't making a whole lot of sense. Just trying to remember where I put my weeder down. I don't know, but I know I've gone this far, so let me see here. Yeah, I think I need to go there, and now I can start using my GPS lines, going ahead and getting that weeding done. But that'll be the work that I need to do today. Obviously, I need to keep an eye out on the chickens. I may just top them off, because what I don't know is the speed at which they're going to consume their feed. You know, obviously, I'd put 1,000 liters in. They were at 500 when we got there this morning. So I think again we're kind of operating at the pace of, hold on, too many things going on, talking, lowering weeders, doing other things. But if they're doing like 25 liters an hour, again, 500 is going to just get me through a day. So there may be a lot of scooping up the barley and working with that. And obviously the other question becomes, do I eventually get some sort of crop storage here? Because if I can do that, I can start to potentially look at some other options. Because if I can get a good tractor and implement running, one of the things that certainly makes sense is going ahead and potentially looking at cows because of the dairy aspect. I think I might be able to, I know there's some options for just having them sell the milk directly. So again, it doesn't turn into, doesn't turn into a delivery. I want to lower, I don't want to fold. So there's definitely things we can do, but we're kind of back in the position while we made some quick progress over the last few cycles and getting the harvester and getting lucky and getting the sale on the spreader and making some big leaps there. The next level is going to take some income. And right now, I don't know that there's much more that I want to be doing. Because I'm almost wondering, like, if I go ahead and do something with cows, do I even need a field for grass? Or do I just use all this land I have and just mow it and pick it up? It's just the problem is, without taking out trees and clearing things out, trying to use a windrower or a tedder and things like that would be challenging. Because I do have some options for TMR mixing and so forth that I can do, but all of those are not small. And the real question becomes, am I generating any real income off of these things? Because I'm also not going to put in a mega dairy production, I don't think. So there's a bit of a challenge there of just really figuring out what to do. So I'm definitely at a point now where I'm just not sure what to target. It's just become a little less clear what makes sense. Where I had some immediate pain points, the most obvious one being that harvester, and I can't tell you how glad I am to be out from under that. Because that was just not fun. I could not stand going through the crop rotation at that point. And what I may have to do to just crank things out is go to some sort of grain and not necessarily worry about baling at this point. But what that will give me is a faster growth cycle, because I do think these beans are going to take six growth cycles, where I think oats is just 4. So I could get, over the course of a year, instead of getting 2 batches of soybeans off the field, I could get 3 batches of grain off the field. I just don't remember if all the grain is the same. And I may just unfortunately be kind of getting into that point where I'm just doing basic farm work for a little bit, just kind of planting, harvesting, just to build up the cash reserves. Certainly I've done everything I can with now having egg production and strawberry production. Could obviously expand maybe to some additional greenhouses, and grow some other crops, and that would help a little bit more. But at the end of the day, we've seen, we're dealing with a few dollars every hour. It's not a substantial generator of income. But I'm going to go ahead, just as always, and get this weeding done. And I'll see you after that, and we'll see what the situation is. So I'll see you in a bit. Weeding is done, so about another hour and a half. Should make sense because the working width is very similar in size. So we're at 10 o'clock here. Yes, so they're still consuming about 25 per. We've got what, we've got 58 pieces of eggs. Right now it's light enough that we could pick it up. It's only 72 kilograms, but that'll change. So let me just go get in my tent so I can sit down, relax, get out of the sun. It's not that hot, being that it's in the fall here, but it's not too bad. So yeah, I've taken care of really what I can do. I guess what I can check is the growth. So yes, there's 6 growth stages, which again, the 6th one is going to be forage. And we can go from there. But right now, given that I have $653, I'm kind of waiting and just letting things go. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to sign off. I'll be waiting until the crop grows. Obviously, I'll fertilize in between. So I'll get my second layer of fertilization done, but that'll happen with the Amazon, which will be super fast, as we saw, about 3 passes. So likely next time we see each other, I'll be here harvesting some soybeans, unless I come up with something in the interim. But again, without cash, it's going to be a little challenging. So I will see you next time.